All right, so we're kicking off 2025 with something I know a lot of you are thinking about.
Definitely.
Becoming more confident English speakers. And
Yeah.
we're calling this deep dive New Year, New You,
I love it.
your 2025 English speaking resolution. And that is based on this fantastic article we
Okay.
found called New Year, New You, your 2025 English speaking resolution.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting about this article is it really dives into the why.
Yeah.
Like, why is English fluency such a valuable asset, especially now as we're moving into 2025?
Yeah, it's like, we all know, right? English is important.
Right.
But I love how this article actually breaks it down into some really specific advantages.
Yeah.
It mentions things like accessing global job opportunities, right? Traveling with more confidence,
Absolutely.
boosting your social media presence,
Yeah.
finding your voice on creative platforms. Like, it's not just a skill, it's like a key that unlocks a whole world of possibilities.
For sure. And think about it, in 2025, we're seeing, remote work and digital communication just exploding.
Totally.
English fluency isn't just an advantage anymore. It's practically a necessity
Yeah.
for anyone who wants to connect and collaborate globally.
Absolutely. So let's dive into some of the tips that the article offers, because it's got this whole section called
Yes.
Top 10 Tips and Tricks for Mastering English Speaking.
Yes.
And I have to say, some of these are pretty out there. Like, one tip suggests talking to inanimate objects,
Oh, really?
like my coffee mug.
Oh.
Does that actually work?
Well, it might sound a little bit silly,
Okay.
but there is a method to this madness.
Okay.
It's all about, creating a low-pressure environment for constant speaking practice.
Right.
Think about it,
Yeah.
even labeling everyday objects around your house in English,
Okay.
that can help boost your vocabulary retention.
Oh, interesting.
So the more you use the language, even in these seemingly small ways,
Yeah.
the more comfortable you'll become.
Okay. That makes sense. I can see how those little things would start to add up.
Yeah.
And it's not just random chatter either, right? The article also talks about
Yes.
repeating catchy movie dialogues, so I guess it's time to channel my inner Audrey Hepburn or something.
Exact. It might seem frivolous, but mimicry is actually a surprisingly powerful tool.
Okay.
When you repeat phrases from movies,
Yeah.
you're not just practicing your pronunciation. You're absorbing intonation rhythm, natural delivery.
Wow.
It's like having a free acting coach.
That's a great way to put it. Right. So it's all about finding those fun, sneaky ways
Yes.
to integrate English into your life. And the article also mentions something called the shadowing technique. Is that like hiding in the shadows and whispering English to myself?
Not quite shadowing is basically listening to someone speak English.
Okay.
It could be a podcast, a TED Talk, anything.
Got it.
And repeating what they say immediately after them.
Okay.
Almost like an echo.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're trying to match their pace and pronunciation?
Exactly.
Okay. That sounds like a good way to train your ear and your tongue at the same time.
It is. It helps you fine-tune your pronunciation, pick up on those subtle nuances of rhythm and tone,
Yeah.
and even train your brain to process spoken English more quickly.
That's amazing. Okay. And of course, we can't forget about the power of,
Yes.
online communities in 2025. And this article
Of course.
specifically mentions things like apps like Hello Talk and even subreddits dedicated to language learning.
Yeah.
So it's like you have this global network of English buddies right at your fingertips.
It is. And what's really cool about those platforms is
Yeah.
they provide this safe space to make mistakes.
Yeah.
No one expects perfection, and that's crucial when you're learning.
Right, because making mistakes is part of the process.
Absolutely.
You have to be willing to stumble a bit to eventually find your stride.
Totally. And when you're surrounded by supportive people who are on the same journey, it takes away so much of that pressure and fear.
Absolutely. The article also recommends listening to English podcasts.
Yeah. And it specifically calls out the Daily and BBC Learning English, which makes sense. Those are fantastic for clear pronunciation and high quality content.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm curious, are there any podcasts you'd personally recommend
Oh, for sure.
for someone who wants to practice their English listening skills?
There's a whole world of podcasts out there, so
Yeah.
you can really find something that aligns with your interests.
Right.
For example, if you're into science,
Yeah.
podcasts like Radiolab or Science Friday are excellent choices.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If you prefer storytelling, This American Life or The Moth are incredibly engaging.
Love those.
And of course, there are countless podcasts that are specifically designed for English language learners.
Awesome. So it's about finding something that you genuinely enjoy listening to, which makes the whole process feel less like a chore and more like a treat.
Exactly. When you're interested in the content, you're more likely to pay attention, pick up new vocabulary, and even start thinking in English without realizing it.
That's so cool, speaking of new vocabulary.
Yes.
One of the things that stood out to me in this article was its focus on learning vocabulary strategically.
Right.
So it suggests building theme vocabulary lists based on your interests or goals.
I love that approach.
Yeah.
Because instead of just memorizing random words, you're focusing on words that are relevant to your life.
Right.
That you're likely to actually use in conversations.
So I'm passionate about, say, sustainable living. I could create a vocabulary list around topics like renewable energy recycling.
Exactly.
Eco-friendly practices.
And by immersing yourself in content related to sustainable living, you'll naturally encounter those words again and again.
Totally.
Which helps solidify them in your memory.
Okay, so we've got the basics covered. Practicing speaking, mimicking native speakers, listening to podcasts, building vocabulary strategically.
Yeah.
But this article goes a step further.
It does.
And it highlights some unique opportunities that are specific to 2025.
Yes. This is where things get really interesting.
I know, I'm excited about this part. So, for instance, the article mentions the rise of global remote jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, more and more companies are hiring internationally, and strong English skills are a major asset in landing these roles.
That makes a lot of sense with remote work becoming increasingly common. Geographical boundaries are becoming less relevant.
Right.
So if you can communicate effectively in English, you're opening yourself up to a whole new world of career possibilities.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the job market. 2025 is also a year of incredible travel opportunities.
Yeah.
Imagine exploring exotic destinations, immersing yourself in different cultures, connecting with people from all walks of life.
It's exciting.
Your improved English skills could be the key to unlocking those experiences.
It's like you're not just learning a language, you're getting a passport to a world of possibilities.
I love that.
But I think we should take a pause here and let our listeners soak in all of this incredible information.
Yeah, good idea.
We'll be back in a moment to dive into the future of language learning.
Yes.
And explore how technology is changing the game.
I can't wait.
Me too.
This is going to be good.
All right, so we are back and I am ready to dive into this future of language learning.
Me too.
You know, AI tutors, virtual reality practice spaces, these interactive apps.
I know.
It all sounds pretty sci-fi.
It does feel futuristic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what's remarkable is how accessible these technologies are becoming.
Yeah.
Take AI-powered tools, for instance.
Okay.
They can actually analyze your strengths and weaknesses.
That's cool.
Tailor lessons to your specific needs, and even provide instant feedback on your pronunciation and grammar.
So it's like having this personal English tutor available 24/7.
Right.
But without the expensive hourly rates.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing, but how does it actually work? Like, does the AI actually understand what I'm saying?
It's pretty impressive, actually.
Okay.
These tools use, sophisticated algorithms and natural language processing to analyze your speech patterns, identify areas for improvement, and then offer personalized guidance. So think of it like having a language coach in your pocket, constantly nudging you in the right direction.
So it's not just about memorizing rules and vocabulary lists anymore.
Right.
It's about having this intelligent system that adapts to your learning style.
Yeah.
Helps you progress at your own pace.
Exactly. And the beauty of AI is it's constantly learning and improving.
Oh, wow.
So the more you use it, the more personalized and effective your learning experience becomes.
That's incredible. And then there's the whole AR, VR thing.
Yes.
The article mentions like stepping into virtual reality environments where you can practice ordering coffee in a New York cafe or giving a presentation in a London boardroom.
It's so cool.
I mean, that's taking immersive learning to a whole new level.
Absolutely. Imagine a world where you can practice real-life scenarios, but in a safe and controlled environment.
Yeah.
You can make mistakes, experiment with different phrases,
Yeah.
build your confidence without the fear of judgment.
Right.
And because these virtual environments are so realistic, they trigger this deeper level of engagement and retention.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm kind of geeking out over here.
I know, it's exciting.
It's like all those awkward moments you dread as a language learner.
Right.
Like ordering food in a foreign country or trying to strike up a conversation with a native speaker. You can actually practice those situations in VR before you face them in real life.
Yeah.
That's game-changing.
It really is. And the technology is evolving so rapidly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future we have VR language learning programs that are so sophisticated they can simulate entire cultural experiences complete with realistic accents, customs, and social cues.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. It's like you could virtually travel the world.
Right.
Practice your English with people from different cultures without even leaving your living room.
Exactly. The possibilities are endless.
Crazy. And beyond AR, VR, there are countless interactive apps.
Oh, yeah.
Designed to make language learning fun and engaging.
Absolutely.
Apps like Duolingo and Babbel offer, gamified lessons, progress tracking, personalized feedback, making it feel more like playing a game than studying.
It's brilliant.
And there's Elsa Speak.
Oh, yeah.
Which the article specifically calls out for its pronunciation training.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about that one.
Elsa Speak is fantastic.
Yeah.
It uses voice recognition technology.
Cool.
To pinpoint areas where you might need to adjust your tongue placement or intonation.
Oh, wow.
So it's like having a pronunciation coach in your pocket, providing instant feedback and tailored exercises.
Okay, so we've got AI tutors, VR practice spaces, interactive apps, a whole world of podcasts to choose from. It sounds like the biggest challenge in 2025.
I know.
Won't be finding resources to learn English, but rather figuring out where to even start.
Right.
How do you recommend someone create a plan for success with so many options available?
Well, even with all these incredible tools, having a clear plan is essential.
Okay.
The article suggests starting with a goal journal.
A goal journal.
Yeah, write down what you want to achieve with your English by the end of 2025.
Okay.
Is it landing a global job, traveling with confidence, having deeper conversations with friends from different cultures?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, define it, visualize it.
I love that idea of a goal journal. It's like setting an intention.
Yes.
And creating a roadmap for your language learning journey.
Exactly.
But sometimes those big goals can feel overwhelming, right?
Yeah, they can.
Like, where do you even begin?
Well, that's why the article recommends breaking down those big goals into smaller, more manageable steps.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I want to be fluent in English by December,
right,
you could set smaller monthly goals like master 100 new vocabulary words.
Okay.
Have a 10-minute conversation with a native speaker.
Right.
Or watch an English movie without subtitles.
Those are great examples. It's like breaking down that marathon into a series of manageable sprints.
Exactly.
It makes the whole process feel less daunting and more achievable.
Absolutely. And don't forget to celebrate those small wins along the way.
Oh, that's so important.
Acknowledge your progress. Reward yourself for your efforts.
Yeah.
And use those successes to fuel your motivation.
I think that's such an important point, celebrating those small wins.
Yeah.
Because sometimes language learning can feel like this slow and steady climb.
Right.
And it's easy to get discouraged if you're only focusing on the end goal.
Exactly.
But if you take the time to acknowledge those milestones along the way,
yes,
it can make the whole journey feel more rewarding and enjoyable.
Absolutely. And remember, consistency is key.
Okay.
The article suggests incorporating English practice into your daily routine, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Listen to a podcast while you're commuting. Read an English article during your lunch break. Try journaling in English before bed.
That's a great idea.
Those small, consistent efforts will compound over time and lead to significant progress.
It's like finding those little pockets of time throughout your day where you can seamlessly integrate English practice.
Exactly.
It's not about making grand gestures. It's about making it a natural part of your life.
I agree.
So I think we've covered a lot of ground in this segment.
We have.
From AI tutors and virtual reality to goal setting and consistency.
Yeah, this is great.
Let's take a moment to let our listener absorb all of this incredible information.
Okay.
And then we'll come back for our final segment.
Yes.
To wrap things up and leave them with some inspiring parting words.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to our deep dive.
I'm excited for this.
Into achieving English fluency in 2025.
Me too.
We've covered a lot of ground, from classic tips to these futuristic tools.
I know, it's been quite a journey.
It really has.
We've explored the why behind an English-speaking resolution.
Yeah.
Delved into practical tips and tricks. And even peeked into that exciting world of AI-powered language learning.
Totally.
And virtual reality practice spaces.
I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty inspired.
Me too.
It's like the possibilities are endless when you set your mind to mastering a new language.
Absolutely.
But before we send our listener off on their English-speaking adventure,
yes,
let's recap some key takeaways just to make sure everything sinks in.
Come good.
So first and foremost, we talked about, the immense value of English fluency.
Right.
Especially in 2025, it's not just about acquiring a skill.
Right.
It's about unlocking a world of opportunities, in the global jobs, travel, social media, creative pursuits.
It's true. And we explored some classic but effective techniques.
Yeah.
Like talking to inanimate objects.
Yeah, my coffee mug is very chatty now. Repeating movie dialogues to absorb, pronunciation and intonation.
Yeah.
And the shadowing technique,
Yeah.
which is like having this virtual pronunciation coach.
Exactly.
We also discussed the power of online communities and podcasts for connecting with other learners.
Absolutely.
Practicing your skills, immersing yourself in authentic English content.
Yeah, those are essential.
And of course, we can't forget the exciting advancements in language learning technology.
Right.
AI-powered tutors.
Yes.
Virtual reality practice spaces.
So cool.
Interactive apps. It's incredible how technology is making language learning more personalized, engaging, and accessible than ever before.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
But technology is just one piece of the puzzle.
Right?
We also emphasized, the importance of setting clear goals, breaking them down into manageable steps.
Yeah.
And celebrating those small wins along the way.
So important.
To stay motivated and on track.
And don't underestimate the power of consistency.
Oh, definitely.
Even dedicating, a few minutes each day to practicing your English can lead to significant progress over time.
It's so true.
It's all about making it a natural part of your daily routine.
Yeah, make it a habit.
The article also encouraged us to visualize ourselves.
Yes.
Confidently speaking English on December 31st, 2025.
What a great visual.
I know.
What are we saying? Who are we talking to? Where are we? Holding on to that vision can be incredibly powerful.
It's like having that mental snapshot of success, to keep you motivated and inspired throughout the year.
Absolutely. And it's not just about achieving fluency.
Right.
It's about what that fluency enables you to do.
Exactly.
To connect with people from different cultures, to share your ideas with the world, to pursue your passions on a global stage.
I love that.
It's about expanding your horizons, both personally and professionally, and realizing your full potential in a world that's increasingly interconnected.
So to our listener who's embarking on this exciting journey,
Yes.
we say this: believe in yourself.
Yes.
Embrace the fun of learning.
Have fun with it.
And never underestimate the transformative power of language.
You got this.
2025 is your year to shine.
It is.
Go out there, start speaking, and watch as the world opens up to you in incredible ways.
I have no doubt that you'll achieve amazing things.
Good luck, and we can't wait to hear about all your successes.